Why humans are the only species allowed to enter without permission. Across the galaxy, hidden within a cluster of stars untouched by any known map, there existed a place older than the oldest civilizations, the Sanctuary. Its towers were not made of stone or metal, but of light and thought. Rivers flowed with colors no eye could name, and the air thrummed with knowledge, like a symphony that could be felt but not heard. Yet, entry to this extraordinary place was tightly controlled. Every species had to petition the Guardians for access, prove their intentions, and undergo trials. Every species except humans. The Lemurians, beings of living energy who perceived time as a weaving tapestry, were the first to demand answers. Elder Thaler's form shimmered with violet and gold as he addressed the Guardians in their council chamber. Why them? He asked. Humans are weak, impulsive, and reckless. By any standard, they are unworthy. The Guardian, an entity that radiated both calm and authority, replied, they are neither deserving nor undeserving. They enter without request because they approach with unguarded hearts and minds. They seek, not demand. Humans had arrived late to the galactic stage, stumbling into star systems with fragile ships and primitive technology. At first, the Guardians observed them silently. They were small, chaotic, and prone to self-destruction. Yet they survived. Not only did they endure, they explored, they learned, and most importantly, they wondered. The first human who truly drew the Guardians' attention was Dr. Ilara Miles, an astrophysicist from Earth. Her journey began as an accident. Her ship was caught in a gravitational anomaly at the edge of a distant galaxy. Expecting death, she instead felt a gentle tug in her consciousness, guiding her toward an ethereal light. Why do you seek what is forbidden? A voice asked, echoing in her mind rather than her ears. I don't know, she whispered. I think I just want to understand. The Guardians observed her, probing her intentions, fears, and heart. They found no desire for power, no hidden agenda, only curiosity and humility. For that reason, the threshold of the sanctuary opened for her without ceremony or request. Inside, the sanctuary was a world beyond imagination. Towers of crystal rose and fell like breathing entities, and rivers reflected not the sky but the infinite possibilities of existence. Time behaved strangely. A day could stretch into decades, or hours could feel like moments. Ilara touched the waters and glimpsed histories she could barely comprehend, the birth and death of stars, the rise and fall of countless civilizations, the essence of life itself. When she emerged, decades had passed in the outside universe, though she had aged barely a few days. She returned with knowledge that could have shattered empires or healed them. Yet she shared only what was necessary, demonstrating a restraint and humility that no other species had shown when engaging with the sanctuary. The pattern became clear. Humans entered unbidden, guided not by ambition but by curiosity. They did not petition or negotiate, they simply arrived. They approached with awe, humility, and courage, accepting risk without expectation of reward. Other species approached the sanctuary with caution, calculation, and planning. They sought to control, to gain advantage, to demonstrate worthiness. Humans approached it with wonder, and the sanctuary recognized this. The Karath, reptilian engineers of immense skill and cunning, demanded answers. They are fragile, reckless. How can they survive where all others require careful preparation? The Guardian's reply was simple. They enter unguarded, with nothing to hide and everything to seek. In this, they are rare. Humans were reckless, yes, but in that recklessness lay humility. While others approached the sanctuary with plans, humans approached it with questions. While others sought power, humans sought understanding. The sanctuary had learned that intention mattered more than skill, that awe mattered more than discipline, that curiosity mattered more than intelligence. Legends grew. Humans wandering through golden halls, speaking to beings older than galaxies, walking along rivers of memory, touching threads of reality itself. Some returned with visions that reshaped civilizations. Some returned broken, unable to comprehend what they had witnessed. Some never returned at all. Yet each entry was marked not by triumph or failure, but by the courage to seek. Ilara, now older, once addressed a council of the galaxy's species. We do not enter to conquer. We do not enter to dominate. We enter because the unknown calls to us, and we cannot ignore it. The sanctuary opens not to those who demand, but to those who wonder. The other species could not deny the truth. Their civilizations approached the sanctuary with intellect, discipline, and protocol. Humans approached it with humility, awe, and the willingness to fail. And in this openness, they were judged not by merit or power, but by their capacity to learn without greed or fear. The sanctuary was not without danger. Many humans perished, overwhelmed by its magnitude. Others returned with minds stretched to the edge of comprehension. Yet even in failure, they were allowed to try again, because the act of seeking itself was sacred. No other species received this grace. Over centuries, humans became the legends of the stars. Stories of those who had walked the halls of the sanctuary spread across galaxies. Other species watched, envying, fearing, marveling at the fragile race that could step into the heart of the universe without permission. The Guardians recorded it as a quiet truth. Humans enter because they are drawn by wonder, because they face the unknown with open hearts, because they embrace the cosmos without expectation. And so it remained, all species must petition, all must prove worthiness, all must tread carefully except for humans. They could appear unbidden, fragile vessels of curiosity and hope, and the sanctuary would open for them. Not always safely, not always predictably, but always with the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to confront the raw truths of existence. Centuries passed. Humans continued to arrive, drawn by curiosity, fear, or accident. Some returned enlightened, some broken, some never returned. Each human who entered honored the principle that had been recognized at the dawn of their first encounter, that seeking, above all, is sacred. The Guardians' records, inscribed in energy and thought, carried this truth for eternity. Humans enter without permission because they seek only to understand, and in seeking, they honor all that the universe holds sacred. It was not a reward, nor a gift, nor a concession. It was recognition of something no other species had demonstrated consistently: the courage to face the unknown with humility, the capacity to be awed, and the willingness to learn without expectation. The galaxy would evolve, civilizations would rise and fall, but humans, fragile, chaotic, brilliant, would always carry this singular, extraordinary freedom: to step into the sanctuary, to cross the threshold of the unknown, and to do so without asking for permission.